And today I want to deep dive into the biggest variable affecting your performance outside of your actual training and nutrition, and that is your sleep. Sleep is so integral to the health and wellness of the body, as well as your performance in the gym and in just overall life. And not getting a good night's sleep can really hold you back from achieving the physique you want, the performance you want, and even just doing well at work, with family, with friends, your energy, all that stuff. So I want to share with you some of my favorite tips for really optimizing your night's sleep and making the most out of the time that you spend in bed. So the first tip I have for you guys is to create a routine throughout your day, a definitive bedtime, a definitive wake-up time throughout your work week. So if you know you have to get up at a certain time every morning to get to work Monday through Friday, I would highly suggest going to bed about 9 to 10 hours before that time. So if you know that you have to get up at 6 a.m., I would prefer, I think it'd be more optimal if you got yourself in bed around 9:30, 10, so you could set up for a full 8 hours of sleep. If you're not even doing that and setting yourself up for success there, you're gonna run into trouble. And while some people can perform better with around 6 hours of sleep, the large majority of people do better in the neighborhood of 7 to 8 hours, if not more, especially for younger individuals. Second big tip that I have for you guys is wear something protective over your eyes that limits the impact of blue light entering the retina. So there's a variety of different glasses that you can buy that block blue light, and what these do is they're lenses that go over your eye and they actually reflect blue light back away from the retina instead of allowing it to penetrate the retina. And why this matters is our brain evolved over 200,000 years to know that blue light means it's daytime. And it just so happens that blue light is often the same light emitted from your phone, your television, and a lot of the fluorescent lighting we have around our house. So being able to repel that blue light and not letting it penetrate the retina helps us out a lot, because our dependence on our devices, the amount of time we spend on TV before bed or on our phone before bed, really throws off our circadian rhythm. And how it does that is when that blue light enters the retina, it hits a bundle of cells which essentially communicate to the pineal gland, which is a tiny little almond-sized gland in your brain that releases melatonin. And when that cascade goes on and that melatonin doesn't get released, your body has a really hard time calming you down and getting you to go to bed. And the natural signal for that is darkness. But if it's dark outside and you have blue light coming into the retina, you need to block that. So protective eyewear is a great place to start. Another tip I have, wear something that promotes nasal breathing. There's a few ways to do this. Some people do something called mouth taping. I find that to be quite uncomfortable. I don't like the feel and the thought of having my mouth covered. So I wear a nasal strip when I go to bed. The Breathe Right nasal strips that you can get at any pharmacy or any general just store. And they go right across the bridge of your nose and they open up the nostril. And that promotes nasal breathing. And nasal breathing is one of the best ways to get into what we call a parasympathetic state, which is the rest and digest state. So if you can promote nasal breathing at night, not only will you get a more restful night's sleep, you'll find it much easier to relax and unwind going into sleep. And the final tip I have for you guys is to front load caffeine consumption earlier in the day. And the reason for this is simple. Caffeine has a relatively long half-life, meaning when you consume caffeine, it sticks around your body for a while. So if you're having caffeine incrementally at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and then again at like 3 or 4 p.m., like a lot of people do, you have a lot of caffeine left over. And that caffeine from 9 a.m. might be gone by the time you want to go to bed, but some of the caffeine from the afternoon is going to be present well into your night's sleep. And that's going to limit the restfulness and the quality of your sleep. So instead of having smaller hits of caffeine throughout the day, consider front loading with a larger caffeination early in the day if you must have the caffeine, or even better, trying to limit your caffeine intake so it doesn't interfere with the quality of your sleep. And the reason I'm such a big proponent of sleep is, again, it has a massive impact on body composition, has a huge impact on your hormones. We're starting now to really understand that sleep can have a massive implication on long-term cognitive decline. And we are now starting to realize realize that a gradual and chronic lack of sleep can be as damaging to the body as almost anything else you could do. So do what you can to get a full night's sleep, get in a routine, keep that blue light from hitting your eyes. If you can breathe nasally, you'll do better for it, and limit your caffeine intake. Those should help you guys out a ton. Thank you so much for tuning in. Comment below how many hours of sleep you guys get per night. I'm super curious to know what the average is of our subscribers. And make sure you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and a good night's sleep.